Hello everyone, today we will discuss an article from the Indian Express titled Think Smarter. This article talks about smart cities, the smart city mission, and the share of importance that health gets in its entire concept. Think Smarter. Smart cities mission, which was to approach urban planning creatively, perpetuates the traditional neglect of health. To perpetuate is to continue, so health, as always, continues to be neglected by policymakers, even in the concept of smart cities. Of all the lessons that the pandemic has taught a civilization that had become improbably confident of its beliefs, perhaps the most unsettling is that most technologically capable nations cannot protect the lives and health of their citizens from a medieval plague. It follows that a political culture and economic system invested in the idea of ever-increasing GDP must invest more in the health of its citizens who power the engine of growth. The pandemic has taught many lessons. Yesterday we came across an article that talked of a similar lesson about agricultural economy. Today's article brings forth yet another lesson on urban planning. COVID-19 has given us a moment of reckoning where the entire human race needs to look back at the choices they made, the results or consequences they are going through, and what needs to be done to correct that from here onwards. It took just one small microscopic old medieval plague to make us realize just how vulnerable we are. Even the most well-planned, technologically capable nations cannot protect the lives and health of their citizens. They are the foundation of the economy that we constantly pursue. वो कहते हैं ना, health is wealth. Historically, India has hesitated to invest adequately in school education and health, the twin foundations of a mature society, and these sectors remained neglected even by the reforms process. Now it appears that even the newest innovation of optimizing spaces and communities for growth, the smart cities mission, hasn't understood the foundational importance of health. No reform has been able to focus enough on health and school education to bring them up to a certain standard so that they can fulfill their role as the foundations of a mature society. Not even the latest smart city mission. The figures are appalling. Only 1.18% of the 5,861 projects okayed since 2015 are for augmenting infrastructure and capability in health. In fiscal terms, they account for only 1.03% of the volume invested by the mission. Plumbing an abyssal nadir in the importance accorded to health, this is even lower than the shamefully inadequate 1.6% of GDP which the states and the center together set aside for health in 2019-20. Plumbing here means to measure. Abyss is the deep dark zone of the ocean, and nadir is the lowermost point to where something can fall. To augment is to improve by increasing, and if something is appalling, it is shocking and not in a good way. All these four sentences collectively mean it couldn't get worse. For comparison, the total health expenditure in the US in 2017 was 17.9% of GDP, of which the state contributed over 8.5%. Of the 30 municipal jurisdictions which account for 79% of cases, 17 are smart cities, and of them only 7 have invested mission funds directly in health. Hotspots like Jaipur and Surat have no health projects at all under the mission. That's how bad it is. As the mission clarifies on its website, a smart city has no absolute definition. The term originated among Western planners to describe a city which uses Internet of Things data to optimize its services. Internet of Things, or IoT, is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital, that have the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. So it was the use of this system with urban planning that led to the concept of smart cities. And the Smart City Mission website makes it clear that the concept of smart cities is dynamic. It has no absolute definition. Now, absolute is something that has no solutes, hence it is pure. The Indian Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs mentions this aspect in only one of the 8 features it lists for a smart city. The rest focus on urban planning strategies for quality of life, such as reducing pollution and improving land use. Health is mentioned only in one point, which discusses urban identity conferred through local economic activities like making sports goods and hosiery and providing medical facilities. Health is not acknowledged as a substrate of productivity. In chemistry, substrate is the thing on which an enzyme acts, the basic material. Hosiery refers to any piece of clothing that is skin tight. Now, health features only in one point of the 8 features of a smart city on the mission's website. This shows the ignorance of its value by policymakers. They don't consider it as a basic necessity for productivity, and that needs to change. We can only hope that the pandemic drives the point home and the mission pivots to health. The pandemic has given its lessons, shown us how important it is to prime up health. The editor hopes that the policymakers realize this and pivot or turn the smart city mission towards a more health-centric goal. So this was today's editorial, and that's how smart we need to think. I hope you understood the article. Please answer the questions I am putting in the description box for more clarity over this topic. This is me signing off for today. You take care, stay in and stay safe.